Hello everybody, Storm here, and today we're going to be starting up a new series playing Hearts of Iron 4, the grand strategy game from Paradox Development Studios and Paradox Interactive. The new Waking Tiger DLC just released yesterday, and I've been messing around with it, so we're going to be going ahead and starting a new series with the new DLC installed. And I had already run a poll amongst the viewers to determine what our next nation that we're going to play as, and the nation that was selected is the United Kingdom. So we're going to be playing as the UK in an attempt to defeat the Axis and then eventually do Operation Unthinkable, which is the attack on the Soviets. So we'll see how that all plays out. I have read the release notes. The new patch has been a lot of changes, a lot of new things. I'm going to have to try to feel things out. I'm not going to remember all the new stuff, almost certainly. So, we'll see how it all goes. We'll be playing on regular difficulty with historical AI focuses on, so the AI is going to proceed in roughly the same way that it went historically. Alright, so let's just go ahead and start her up. Alright, here we are. So, UK is going to be interesting because we have a fairly large, far-flung empire. Africa, South America, the Caribbean, even a little bit up here in North America. Stuff down here in the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. So we're going to have to try and manage and defend a lot of this. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so first off, let's go ahead and get everything set up. We need to set some research. Just going to go for the Vickers, MG, and Stokes mortar. We're going to be going for basic machine tools. We're going for construction. And we already have electronic mechanical engineering, radio, and radio detection for radar stations. Okay, so that's good. We don't have any air doctrines. A few fighters unlocked. Naval doctrines. Alright. We don't have that many modern ships unlocked. So we're going to have to see about doing that. Our navy is large, but it's aging. We have the Vickers too. Matilda. Classify Matilda as a light tank. Matilda was not exactly a light tank. Tortoise. Ooh, Black Prince. Alright. What I think we're probably going to go for is... let's go ahead and get mechanical computing to get that reduced research time. And let's see. We're missing equipment production. We're not making any artillery. Let's see, QF 18 pounders. And one thing I noticed is that we can now click and drag things through the production list, which is a gigantic thank God. Oh, clicking those little arrows up and down was just painful. Alright, so let's get our infantry equipment. Actually, let's get some support equipment building as well. Need some tanks. Warfighters, interwar bombers. Alright, free dockyards. I need to look at the fleets and determine where things are going to go. I want to try and do the naval stuff a little bit different, a little bit more deliberate, rather than just queuing up, build as many of this ship as we can, kind of stuff. Home defense, coastal forts, base stability plus 10%. Courageous colonial elite. War with Japan. I think at this point we need industry. This is what we want. Civilian factories. Speaking of civilian factories, need to build some stuff. So let's see. Let's build some civilian factories. Let's build some military factories. Let's also queue in some infrastructure, because that determines how much resources and factories that we can build. Let's see, we got aluminum, chromium, aluminum, tungsten, steel. All right, let's improve the infrastructure in Scotland, because it's nice and far away from the European mainland. We want to keep the industry away from potential bombers. For now, let's see. We have a radar net along the southern coast. That's good. Anti-aircraft guns could stand some improvement. Alright. We have lots of unassigned divisions. Alright, well, let's go ahead and grab everybody here.
Yes, sir.
Let's gather everybody up somewhere. Birmingham. And do we need to do anything else? Insufficient resources. Oh, we need free dockyards. Let's take a look at the Navy. This is going to be... We have 5 submarine flotillas. American and West Indies. There's 2 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser. Channel Force. Carrier. Battleships. Destroyers. We have no admirals assigned to anybody. Home fleet. Okay, Mediterranean fleet. It's 41 ships. Alright. I think I'm going to try and keep a lot of these fleets kind of how they are and just try and expand them. We only have 4 carriers in the entire nation. 1 in the Channel Force, 1 in the China Fleet, 1 in the Home Fleet, and 1 in the Mediterranean Fleet. Alright, we probably need some more carriers. So let's go ahead and let's build Courageous Class Carrier. I want 1 of them. I want it to go to the Home Fleet. Alright. Let's see. Destroyers. We have 20 destroyers here. Humber Force. Western Approach Fleet. It's just a bunch of destroyers. Reserve. The Channel Force needs more destroyers, I think. So let's go in here and say all my destroyers go to the Channel Force. We have some submarines that we're building. Which submarine fleet needs more subs? The 3rd submarine flotilla needs more subs. Light cruiser, light cruiser, light cruiser. Let's see, the home fleet only has 4 cruisers. Okay, so we're going to send all the cruisers, for the time being, to the home fleet. Alright, then we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. Speaking of... dockyards, we need more dockyards. Let's unpause it. Let's get everybody gathering together here, and then we're going to start setting up our armies. Alright, there we are. 16 infantry divisions, 1 armored division, and 2 cavalry brigades. What I think we're probably gonna do, and they have like no equipment, is we're gonna get rid of the cavalry. We're gonna convert all of my cavalry to armor, to tanks. Alright, so let's create an army. And now there's this whole new function with generals and field marshals. So something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. This guy has Trickster, Guerrilla Fighter. I think for my infantry, I want someone who is good at logistics. Attack, he's good at defense, he's good at logistics. He sounds good. Alright, we'll make him commander of my infantry. Oh, we got new stuff here. First army. We'll make the infantry green. Alright, armor. Guess we'll call it the 2nd army. We'll make them blue. I need someone who has armor officer. Let's see, armor. Alright, and someone who's good at attack. Jock Campbell. Skill 2, planning speed. Experience key minus 10%. Harsh leader, division recovery rate minus 10%. Attack plus 1. Defense and logistics. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Jock Campbell here. Alright, now we have all of these garrison. Colonial garrisons. So probably actually make them garrisons. Alright. So let's make an army for them. I tend to like to make the garrisons... make them black here. Give him that color or that symbol. Someone with really high defense. I'll put you in charge there.
Listen up.
Just assign everybody here. Actually, I'm going to make the garrisons a new theater, because that's what I tend to do.
All in.
Now, your cavalry. Switch you up to armor. Assign you to that army. And tell you to come back to the mainland. Alright, who else is unassigned? Gibraltar Defense Force.
Yes, sir.
Malta.
Yes, sir.
These guys.
Listen up. All in. Yes, sir.
Hong Kong.
Ready.
Singapore.
Ready to move. Commands.
Alright. Low manpower. Know about that. Insufficient resources. We need oil. Let's go ahead and get that from the US. Alright, there we are. Next order of business is going to be our aircraft. Looks like we have a lot of air wings. Tactical bombers. Close air support, tactical bombers. I'm going to bring everybody up to at least 100 plane strength. We're not making any close air supports. There we are. This is what? Naval bombers. Yeah, bring those up. Yeah, bring them up to 100. That's the squadron size I like to use. Now those are on carriers. We can't really affect those. You 100. Both these guys come to 100. Oh, King George V dies. His Majesty George V, King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions and Emperor of India, has passed away. His quiet calm and devotion to his subjects saw the empire through both the Great War and the Great Depression. His son will assume the mantle as King Edward VIII. There are already concerns that he will be too independent of thought. Stanley Baldwin and Neville Chamberlain are preparing to ensure that he will accept direction from the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. Alright, remove national spirit. King George V gains national spirit Edward VIII, which grants weekly stability minus 10%. and then these are carrier planes. Alright, good. What are we not making? We are not making naval bombers. Okay. Well, let's make sure we're making naval bombers. And let's cut back somewhere. Make sure we get those building. Good. Oh, we have decisions available. Something new. What do we have? Grow rubber plantations in Nigeria. Takes 25 political power. As a production of 10 rubber in Nigeria. Yes, let's do that. Now we're also going to make sure we spend our political power on improving our, modifying our government. We're going to need to change our conscription status because our manpower is pretty low. Alright, what I actually also want to do is make an army group here. Oh, and we need to give people training. Alright, so we have a new army group. Bernard Montgomery and Alan Brooke. Flexible strategist, cautious, media personality, army reassignment duration, organizer, logistics wizard, offensive doctrine. Alright, I guess we'll put Montgomery in charge of the army. Let's see. Army Group 1.
Orders. Yes, sir.
Wow, these armored divisions have like no equipment whatsoever because they converted them from cavalry. So yeah, they would have no tanks. Alright, we are short tanks, infantry equipment, artillery, everything. Alright. Prioritize reinforcement, but I still want to make sure that we get some infantry and some tanks training. We're going to need 8. Ooh, that removed all of our manpower. And for the time being, we're just going to keep cranking out tank brigades as much as I can. I might as well do that here too. Just keep training them as much as possible. But we have to get equipment to the troops that we have first before we worry about much else. Probably speed things up just a tad. And we are off and rolling. Yep, low manpower. How much political power are we actually getting? Plus 1.09 per day. Oh, free dockyards. Let's just pour everything into those destroyers. We'll get those built first. And then we'll just cascade them down the line until we can get down to that carrier. And then we'll see what we're going to build next. We're short planes. Not hardly building any of them. Wow, it's 1.8 per month. Okay. What is... Oh. Alright, remilitarization of the Rhineland. Several German divisions recently advanced into the Rhineland, marking the first time since the end of the Great War that Germany has forces positioned west of the Rhine. This is in clear violation of the Versailles Treaty, under which Germany is forbidden from militarizing the region. The French seem content to limit their response to this breach to diplomatic objections, and public opinion in Britain is firmly against a war. We'll issue a objection as well. Protest action, opinion of the German Reich, minus 25%. Gain base war support plus 10. Alright, we got limited rearmament, so we got a couple more. Civilian factories, what do we have? Motorized army. We can now deploy motorized infantry divisions. Mediterranean Bastion, coastal forts, naval bases. Research time minus 5%. Home defense. Just trying to see where we want to go with a lot of this. Cryptologic bomb, radar. Is there anything in here where we get extra research slot? There. More than 5% world tension. Any others? No. Scam. Benelux intervention, secure Belgium, secure the Netherlands. Alright, I'm gonna go with motorized army. Just get that. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory, close to the French border. Clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles, which we've already seen. Local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain have so far been muted. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. Alright, I gotta really take a look through these focus trees a little bit, probably on my own, just to see where we want to go and where we want to focus things. Burma Road, add an airbase, building slot, military factory. Alright, free military factories. At this point, we're going to try and get tanks being built. Alright, but I think we're probably good to go ahead and end this episode here. Got everything all started, everything all set up. Now I just need to work through our research, get our army built up, get some of our political government things changed. We need to change our conscription. At least limited conscription. We need to add some bunch of stuff here. So yeah, we're working on our initial build-up. So we'll continue on that when we come back. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.